Hello and welcome. This is going to be more of a emergency fix it and get off the road video that I'm putting up for my own internal company use. But I've got a parts truck laying around and I got a driver with some electrical issues. Now, on your starter, if you have a crank, or I should say when you turn the key, if it just clicks and doesn't want to turn over, and you know for a fact your batteries are still good, this nut here is the positive connection. Now, most trucks, the wires are going to be a little more accessible than this one, but what you can do is you can try to wiggle and see if you can wiggle these forward or backward. So like this one, I am easily able to move this wire back and forth about 1/2 inch. So this nut for the positives needs to be tightened about 1/8 of a turn, maybe a 1/16, and then the negatives are down here, and you can test if they're where you want them to be by simply grabbing onto a big wire and trying to wiggle it up and down or back and forth, whatever. That one's tight, so that would not be the issue. Now, if you have a situation where you can hear the starter spin, or you know that it's binding because your batteries are good and you're, electrically sound, it bolts back here up to this plate is where it bolts on. There's 3 bolts that hold this, and so you've got one mount bolt that's down here, and then underneath you have 2 more, which I will show right there and right here. Those are the bolts that hold your starter in. Now, if those are loose or missing, because the bottom one in particular and the one next to it like to vibrate out on these older motors because they're not as balanced as a new motor, then what you can do is you can run a 2-inch ratchet strap over top of this main body of the back of the starter here, and then find a low point. So like your strap would come down here, you can strap it to the leaf spring, and therefore, so there it is, you'd run the strap around the leaf spring of the front axle to hold it down while you crank, and that would make it stay in place instead of jumping up. So if you can hear that it whining and it's not grabbing, either the solenoid's bad, or you could just have a loose starter that's jumping out of position. The other obvious thing that you would do is go to your battery box and check your terminals there. We've covered that before. I don't think that's the issue here, honestly. I'm pretty sure that the issue is, again, either that top nut where the positives go in, or the bottom nut where the negatives go in. That's where I suspect our problem is. So if this helps anyone out, great. If it doesn't, just know it was for my own internal company use, and I figured a video format is the easiest way to share this information, because then you can get a direct view of what's going on. As always, stay safe, and we will see you next time.